And that's why they're telling you you need to have a lawyer, okay? Because they're telling you you're an idiot, right? And they're making unlawful legal determinations for you. And again, when you make application for anything, you're giving them a power of attorney. Now, one of the things I do is I copyright the straw man's name, and I actually filed a document into the county recorder's office. But I'm not sure that that's really necessary. I think my attitude is that when you give them notice that it is copyrighted, and then they use it, then it's like putting a menu up in a restaurant, right? If you put a menu up and says that the hamburger is 25 cents, and then they order a hamburger, then they agreed to pay the 25 cents. So I basically I tell them that the name is copyrighted, and it's $10,000 minimum, and if they use it, and also I tell them it's $10,000 in lawful money, in 10,000 pieces of silver, okay, so then I also tell them that if they use it for profit or gain, it's 1 million pieces of silver, and that's 1 troy ounce each. And then if they use it more than 3 times within a year, it's 10 million pieces of silver, and that's for each and every use. So what happens? That's the reason I was able to file a commercial lien against J.P. Morgan Chase Bank for $500 million, right? Because at 10 million a pop, it doesn't take long to add up to 500 mil, you know. And then plus you got to understand that they're a bunch of thieves, and they just fabricate things out of thin air. So I just fabricated things out of thin air, and they didn't dispute any of it, so it must be the truth. And in commerce it is. So I just fabricated stuff too, you know. And
how do you copyright now?
well, you can actually, I can send you a document, you can file it in the county recorder's office, but really all you do is tell them it's copyrighted.
Okay.
Anyways, so, but a copyright is very powerful, okay? And that's a major deterrent, because they're in business to make money, and if you can, if there's that possibility, that makes it difficult for them to continue, and you can proceed against them. But really, the most powerful thing is the issue of the sovereignty. Once you tell them it's copyrighted, then all you have to do, and then they use it, then all you do is you send them a notice. Well, I accept your offer of contract. Here's your invoice. Please pay in 30 days. And I actually did that out in West Texas, and they haven't responded yet. So I guess we'll see what happens. I told them they had 30 days to pay, or I was going to sue them. So maybe I got to sue them. You know, we'll see. You got to pick your battles. You know, you can't fight every battle. They come at you from every direction, and so you got to decide which battle you're going to fight. And right now, my battle is with U.S. Customs, because I'm going to be traveling internationally, and I don't want a lot of hassle when I come back. And so I'm going to, that's my next immediate battle, is I want to file this lawsuit, and so that by the time I come back, they've had a chance to think about it, and hopefully I won't have a lot of problems. And if I do, then it's just further evidence and furtherance of their conspiracy to violate my rights under the color of law, you know. And so, you know, that's my attitude. So, another thing I do is I tell them that they can't communicate with me unless they communicate under the penalty of perjury, and everything they say is a lie. So that makes it so they can't communicate. You see what I'm saying? Which you know is fine with me. I don't want to communicate with them anyways. Another thing I do is I tell them that I get to seek relief against them and their boss's boss, all the way up the chain of command, and so then that's the chain of command up there. Next is that, and then the addresses. I tell them that they can't use a zip code or a postal code, and by using a zip code or a postal code, and we're going to go through some case law that talk about that. That's all martial law jurisdiction. And so Title 18, United States Code, Section 1342, talks about fictitious mailing addresses, and it's a felony for them to use an address that's not your proper mailing address. And that's what I tell them. I says, pursuant to Title 18 United States Code, Section 1342. This is my proper mailing address, and if you use any other address, you intend to be guilty of felony. Intend to be guilty of a felony, felony mail fraud, and then what I do is I file a criminal complaint with the U.S. Attorney, and I even put that in my lawsuit. So we'll see how that goes. I make it clear up front that I'm not interested in being a surety or accommodation party. That's one of the things they do, okay, is they get you to be a surety or an accommodation party under the Uniform Commercial Code. They know that it's not you, that what they're dealing with is a fiction, and they're getting you, the living soul, to be a surety or accommodation party for their fictitious entity. And so when I put that in there and I serve them with notice, then I have them, again, for perjury of oath, treason, sedition, etc., etc. I tell them I don't have a driver's license. I mean, I don't. I mean, the straw man has one, but they don't ask for the straw man's driver's license. So I don't have one. Now, when I go over to Europe, I guess I'll have to use that thing because, you know, I'll have to rent a car and all the rest of it, you know. But anyways. Sorry? Oh, I thought somebody said something. Picture identification. I make up my own picture identification. You saw it, I passed it around. This land titles, that's in Canada. And that's basically telling the Canadians they can record documents in the US. Are you a person? Okay. A person is a fictitious entity. Now, one thing about the picture identification, it's quite expensive to record stuff here in Texas. So you might want to, like, you can record it in Arizona. And in Arizona, they told me that they would record a hamburger if I wanted to pay the money. Okay? So they will record anything, literally. And as long as you pay the money, and it's like $13 for the first 5 pages or something like that, and then after that it's, or $13 for the first 8 pages, I think. Anyways, after that it's $1 a page. So it's quite reasonable. And you can record anything, and you just send it out there with the filing fee, and they'll record it, you know. And
legal here then?
Sorry?
It'd be legal in Texas?
Sure, why not?
To have it recorded out there?
It's recorded. It's recorded into the public. That's the important thing. Doesn't matter where. But another thing is that what I do also is I record stuff in the Republic of Texas, okay? Because the Republic of Texas has a counter recorder, and they will record stuff for you and put their stamps on it. And so then to me, I'm a kind of in your face sort of guy. So I like to get the Republic of Texas in their face and remind them that they don't have any authority and all the rest of it. And so that's why I use, if you notice on my criminal complaint back there, it's got a chief judge of the Republic of Texas that's witnessing, that's notarizing my document and everything like that. And so I'll tell you, that's powerful, and it's very, very subtle, and most people don't see the significance of it, but those judges know, I guarantee you. They know all about it.
Where are they located, the Republic of Texas, where we would record something with them? Where are they?
Well, it used to be, and I don't know if he still is, David Johnson. He lives in Fort Worth. I could contact him. I think I got his phone number somewhere. I should call him and see if he's still doing the recording for the Republic of Texas. He charges $1 a page, I think, if I remember right, is what he charges, and he'll put his stamps on it and record it for you. And what you do is once he puts his stamps and stuff on it, I think what he does is he takes a copy. And you keep the original, if I remember right. And that's what they do elsewhere too, is you keep the original, they take a copy. So he puts his stamp on it and then makes a copy, and then you get the original, and charges $1 a page, if I remember right. But anyways, so you can do that too. I like to record it in Pinal County, and then also in the Republic of Texas, because then it's recorded into their system as well. And the thing about when you record something is that it's now a government document, and judges have to give judicial notice to government documents. And so they can't say, sometimes they like to play little tricks, like they'll turn it upside down on their desk, and they'll say, I have your document in front of you, and I don't see anything here that affects this case. Well, he's looking at the back of the document. You see what I'm saying? And they like to, if they're crooks. And so that's why what I do is I always use registered mail, and I don't care what they say. I can't tell you how many times I've filed criminal complaints against judges. I don't care who they are, And I file criminal complaints against them all. That's why the U.S. Marshals came to see me, but at the end of the day, they just didn't like me filing criminal complaints against the judge. Wah, wah, wah.
Are they above the law?
Well, that's right. And so, actually, what it was I put something in the criminal complaint that I wasn't going to rest until I saw them do that little dance they do at the end of a common law rope, and they were concerned that I was going to do something, do violence against the judge. And I said no. I said I wouldn't do it personally. I said, it says a common law rope. That means it's got to be a common law jury, then, doesn't it? And so it won't be me. But I'll bring it before a jury and a grand jury, and they didn't care about that. That's fine. There's nothing they can do about that. I can threaten them with the law. I just can't threaten them with, me doing something. And I said, why would I do that? That's defeating the purpose. Threaten them with the law. And that's exactly what I do. So, anyways. So the question is, are you a person? And a motor vehicle's commercial. Person's a fictitious entity. I put the private vehicles, by the way, I don't know how many, if I told you guys, these private vehicle stickers are $10 a piece. And these other ones, it's non-commercial is what it says, it's white. So you have a dark blue private vehicle sticker and a white one. And then you have a white non-commercial sticker. These non-commercial stickers are $5 a piece. But, so anyways, I put private vehicle on my vehicle, and that's one of the things I tell them is it's going to be either private vehicle or non-commercial or private property. And so I try and help as many people as I can. Those are the ones that you see around, and so those are the ones that I tell them about. And I tell them I don't care what kind of plates or whose plates are on it. And I tell them, I send them, part of my document is I send them these kinds of plates, copies of them. And I tell them that I might have those plates on there. I might have state of Texas plates on there. I tell them I could have any plates on there. And I said, I don't care whose plates are on it. I said, I put private vehicle on there. And that means it's not commercial, it's private. And basically you have no more authority over me than a Walmart rent-a-cop. And and this last point here is this friend of mine here in Texas came up to me and told me that, why is my computer telling me, that a cop told him, why is my computer telling me to leave you alone? And so I guess that's probably what their computers are telling them about me now. Another thing I tell them is you're not authorized to serve commercial process on me. If you think about it, everything they do is commercial. And so they give you a ticket, that's commercial. And so you're telling them that you don't have authority to serve commercial process on me, and if they do, well then that's criminal complaint time, right? That's what you tell them. And you perjured your oath of office. I told you didn't have authority to serve commercial process on me, and now you serve me with this ticket, and this ticket's looking for $75. That's all commercial. And you know what I mean? It defeats them. Until you tell them they can't do it, then they can presume they can. And so, again, it's part of defeating their presumptions. I demand that they protect me. Canada is foreign to Alberta. The province of Alberta is a subcorporation of the municipal corporation called Canada. The same thing with the United States and Texas. Okay, the state of Texas. You notice it's all block capital letters. How do you think they're spelling that name on the license plate? It's Texas in all block capital letters. Okay, that's the state of Texas in all block capital letters, and that's a subcorporation of the municipal corporation called United States. And